Hi guys, welcome back to Beyond the Measure. In this channel, we talk about everything related to quantitative surveying or quantitative surveying students. I am a quantitative surveying graduate, passionate to share what I've learned through my 4 years of degree program. And I hope you guys learned something from me, and let's get started. As you can see from the title, we're going to be talking about stakeholders. So we're going to learn what are stakeholders, what type of stakeholders are there, and why they are separately explained. So what are stakeholders? Stakeholders are any type of individual involved directly or indirectly with the project itself. Now, what do I mean by indirectly and directly? Directly means they are directly affecting how the project goes or how a process is being done. They are inputting their service and their skills directly into the project itself, and that is their main focus that's their main job description. While indirectly means you are affecting the project in somewhat way, but you're not directly handling the project with the site, the construction, or the project, the contract itself. For example, a direct stakeholder of a construction project would be the client. He is a main factor in this project altogether. If he says yes, it happens. If he says no, it cannot happen. So he is one of the main stakeholders in the project. Now, indirectly, we can think about the bankers, the bank managers, who are indirectly supporting or giving some kind of certification for the contractor to provide the bond for the consultant and the client. Now, in this short video, you're going to learn all the stakeholders in a project, and it's going to be very useful for you guys. And there might be some missing because most probably they're indirect, but in some ways they are all connected, and I have brought a summary of who are involved in construction projects from start to finish. Now, the direct stakeholders can be called as the internal stakeholders, and the indirect stakeholders can be called as the external stakeholders as well. These are two different terms that you can use for them. Let's get into the internal stakeholders first, or the direct stakeholders first. There are a few main important ones that I'm going to be mentioning. So if you're taking down notes, make sure you are and listen attentively. The first stakeholder is the client or the project owners. They are the people who are owning the project, the reason why this whole project is happening. If they say yes to something, it happens, it should happen. And if they say no to something, it cannot happen. They are the money providers of this project. The second stakeholder that we have are the project managers. The project managers are the people who are managing the project. They take care of all what is happening in the project regarding time, cost, and quality. Make sure that it's on time, the deadline's there, making sure the schedules are properly done, the materials are on time, and make sure that the project is actually working in a nice flow. The third stakeholder we have are the architects or the designers. This is because they are the visualizers of the project. They have to make drawings and designs so they can actually provide what they're visualizing or what the client is suggesting to the rest of the stakeholders to see it on paper. They are the people who talk with the client, make sure the client satisfaction is up to level within the quality section, make sure that they are working well with all the other stakeholders, talking about the time and the cost factors as well, along with providing the blueprint of structural and architectural drawings for the project to be visualized physically or manually. Next up, we have the quantity surveyors, the QSs. We take care of all the things related to cost, the contract, making sure the budget is on time, making sure there's a proper BOQ, making sure there's an evaluation done properly, and we take care of all the documentations as well. The fifth stakeholders are the engineers, the structural and the MEP ones. And now engineers are kind of the pillars, I would say, in my opinion. Their opinion actually matters in a project. They will structurally tell you whether the project is going to stand or not, and make sure to give any quality advice regarding the cost, time, and the quality. Other than that, we have the contractors who are in charge of the construction. Their role is to make sure that the project is done within the time with the proper quality and specifications provided to them. And finally, we have two other stakeholders who are the site supervisors and the laborers themselves. Site supervisors are directly connected because they are directly at the site. They are supervising what is going on. They're supervising the laborers to get the project done as according to the drawings, the specifications, the negotiations that has been done previously. The laborers are connected because of them is how the building gets formed. They are the physical factor of the project who are building the project itself. Now, I know I missed a few stakeholders like the surveyors, the site surveyors who survey the site before and during the process itself, maybe some other internal stakeholders, but these are the main internal stakeholders that are usually found out working throughout from the initial stage to the finishing stage. If I've missed out anything, make sure to comment down below. Let's go on to the external factors, the external stakeholders or the indirect stakeholders of a construction project. First up, we have the government bodies. These are the people who make sure that the regulatories are all done, making sure that the building permit is there, are built according to the building codes, and making sure the safety regulations are taken care of. So that's what these people do. They are not directly involved with the project or the construction itself, but their input matters to the project. Another external factor which is pretty important, not pretty, it is important, is the investors. These are the people who are investing for the financial factor of the project. Another stakeholders are the vendors or the suppliers, the people who supply the material, the service, other than the actual main thing itself. So these people, without them, the project will not happen, the material will not arrive at the site, because they are the providers of all those things that build up a project, but they're not directly involved with the project. Their job would be to provide a quotation, maybe even provide the materials if that proceeds through, and that's it. And finally, we have come to the final stakeholder that I'll be mentioning, and that's the end users. The end users are the people who are going to be using the building after the construction and after the project handing over is done. So it might be the occupants if it's an apartment building. It might be the workers at a bank or the customers who are going to be using the building if it's a bank. It might be the public if it's a park that's been constructed. So it depends on the situation, and whoever is going to use it are the end users, and they are not directly involved with the construction project and the process itself, but they are a main factor of stakeholders who are going to be involved of the project once the project has been done. And of course, it impacts what the end user is thinking and their opinions to find out whether the construction was a success or not. Now, I know I mentioned only a few here as well. There are so many indirect people, maybe even the transporters or the people with communities where they are inputting themselves into the project regarding any kind of pollution or something. And now it's really important that these stakeholders, the internal and the external, or the internal themselves together, the external themselves together, all of them, they should work together and they should coordinate. This is because doing that would only be able to get the best outcome of the cost, time, and the quality expectations of the project. And along with that, each stakeholder will have their own individual inputs and their own individual options, and we should all coordinate that together instead of just going for one where conflicts and issues might arise if that is the situation. And in overall situation, we all know that communication is the key to success. So make sure that the consultants and all the contractors and all the stakeholders, internal and external, they all work together to provide a successful construction project. Now, I've already covered what a contractor and a consultant QS does and their responsibilities regarding the project. So make sure you check that out. If you haven't yet, I'll leave the links in the description down below. I hope you guys learned something new regarding what the stakeholders are and who they are in a construction project, whether you are starting to do a project yourself and you're starting out new, or whether you are planning to build a house and you need to know who you need as a client. I hope you found this video useful. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. And I post a video once a week, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.